On a recent road trip, I checked Google Earth to make sure we do not miss anything. I immediately noticed this tall mesa with large structures on top. The structures look like long lines of pueblo homes. So we went to check them out. Right on top of that mesa is the largest thing I have ever found on Google Earth. There are like holes drilled into the side of the wall. Hey guys, welcome to another adventure with Ruins and Ridges. Today, we'll be climbing 1,000 feet to the top of that mesa. In order to get up there, we'll face a couple of obstacles. The first being this river that we have to cross. So this river would be pretty much uncrossable, but somebody built this little bridge. It looks a little sketchy, but I guess we'll give it a shot. We successfully completed the first two obstacles, crossing the river and crawling through the bush. And now, it's mostly easy walking. Most of this rock is red sandstone, but as you get higher up, it transitions into a teeny little band of limestone, and then a big chunk of volcanic ash, and then basalt at the very top. The views when climbing the mesa were very beautiful. Right on top of that mesa is the largest thing I have ever found on Google Earth. This is like a cone of hardened mud. We're starting the main ascent up the mesa. We've reached that section of volcanic ash, and now we just gotta keep traversing to the left. We are nearing the top. I think it's just up there. Before the Spanish came to New Mexico, the canyon below and the surrounding mesas housed about 30,000 Native American people. The formations in this volcanic ash are cool. The route we're following zigzags along here. Looks like the last little bit of exposed climbing, because it's quite a drop off all the way to the bottom of the canyon. This is the last little stretch to the top, and I'm excited to see what's up there. So we are obviously not the first ones to find the site, but I did find it on Google Earth. This looks like it could be a wall. I'm walking out to the end of this ridge, and you can see a wall here. I don't know if you can hear that, but in this one area, extremely concentrated, some kind of bugs or something. So there is a defensive wall coming along this ridgeline, and it goes right to the cliffs. We are seeing a couple pottery sherds. From Google Earth, I could see two different pueblos, one over here, and another is out on the end of this point. First, we are going to this one. You can see more pottery sherds. They're scattered throughout this whole mesa. Yeah. Sadly, this wall has fallen, but you can still see some of the original parts. Whoa. Look at that. These are built in a slightly different style than we typically see in Arizona. Like, the walls are a little bit thinner and taller, and you can still see some of the original mortar. When I tell you the history of this pueblo later in the video, it will make sense why it was built this way. These are put in a very defensive position on top of this giant mesa that towers 1,500 feet above the canyon floor. You can use the cars along the road as scale for just how big this canyon is. And this is odd. It's like almost like a cave. Maybe they would use this to store food, like to keep it cooler. And there's a couple other walls over there. Huh. Let me know what you think this is in the comments. It's like a wall, like a stacked up pillar, right on the cliffside. We're just scanning the cliffside, and wow, there's this giant pit and like a wall built up there. It looks a little bit tricky to get down there. There's another wall built in that crack, and there's a historic inscription in the rock. Oh, that's cool. There are holes that you can see through down into the canyon. So this is a very defensive position to be in. You can see every little crack in here they jammed with rocks. There's that historic inscription. And in here are little windows that you can see all the way to the bottom of the canyon. And there are a couple of them. And then there's another wall here, probably blocking access through this side. This is another section of the pueblo. They're all basically like rectangles, like large rectangles facing in this direction. Whoa. All of these gray rocks right here are pottery sherds. It's just covering the ground. Trying not to step on them and crush them. Look at that cactus. Here you can see some of the original mortar that was used to build these in between the rocks. And then across this little ditch here is another big pueblo. This might just look like a big pile of rocks, but originally it could have been a couple stories high. You can see a window through there. Also, a storm is moving in, so we're not going to stay up here for too long. Here are some like half circles. Here's another like rectangle. Another wall. Whoa, this is cool. There's a couple rooms in here. Whoa. Huh. This is interesting. There are like holes drilled into the side of the wall. My guess would be for wooden beams to go across. Let me see if it's on the other side. Yep. It's also on the other side. Oh, that's cool. You can still see one wooden beam over there going across. So yeah, I'm sure that's what it was used for. Here you can see those holes drilled in, and it's pretty amazing that one wood beam still stands and it goes into a drilled hole on this side. From over here you can see how the wood beam goes into one of those holes. This looks like a good living area. I'm not seeing any petroglyphs though. There are so many of these little like slot canyons or cracks on this side of the mesa.
After coming back home, I did some research and discovered the sad story of this mesa and its inhabitants. Nearly 100 years before the Declaration of Independence was written, the people of the Southwest Pueblos united in an amazing uprising against their Spanish colonizers. The year was 1680. The Pueblo freedom only lasted 12 years. In 1692, Governor Diego de Vargas returned to New Mexico. While many tribes now tolerated the Spanish or even sided with them, the Jemez people resisted. The Jemez people were said to be rebels against the royal crown for refusing to comply with governor's orders. And this is where the last battle of resistance took place. Hundreds of Jemez fortified themselves on this mesa, believing they could defend it due to its difficult access. On July 24th, 1694, Spanish led 120 troops with additional reinforcements of local tribes up the mesa. Jemez people fought back with rock and arrows, but the Spanish had armor and muskets. That day, the Jemez people were defeated. 84 were killed, including those who threw themselves off the cliffs rather than be captured. 361 were captured and a few escaped. The food that was stockpiled on the mesa, as well as animals, were divided amongst the Pueblo tribes who helped the Spanish, and the Pueblo structures were burned down. What you are seeing today is the memorial to the Battle of Freedom and Hope. Archaeologists are now guessing that the hundreds of rooms were built in a hurry the winter and spring of 1694, and some were not even finished.
So I'm gonna end the video here, but thank you for watching, and please let me know your favorite part was in the comments.